Hello, my name is Angela Alec and I'm an artist. In today's videos, as I promised, we will do a foam flower. So that's one I just made as an example, and we're going to create something similar. Maybe not exactly like this one, but we will do something similar. I think it's very beautiful. So this is the back of a flower. And I decide I'm going to do this part differently. I don't like how it looks, but it's still pretty and all good done. And I'm perfectionist, so I like when my flowers look beautiful from any direction, from the front and from the side. This one is opened up rose, and it's a very pretty pink rose. So this rose, like last year on Michael's, I bought like this already pre-cut foam like a leaves or petals. So I usually cut myself. I buy foam sheets and I pre-cut myself. So those last year I bought this one and I thought, like, let me try this one. So they are like $8. Okay, you see it upside down, I mean like opposite direction, but they are $8 on Michael's. And they were like half red, half pink. So I bought two of them. So I used two pink ones to create a pink one, and I have like 4 petals left. So, but on this one, so I left the red one, and we will create a red flower. But before we start, I want to show you my my flowers that is ready. This is my house, and since I work from home, it's my studio. Okay, back this way. Okay, I put them on a couch because I didn't know where else I could put them. I don't know. Hopefully the light is good enough. Let me just turn on the light like this. Okay. Okay, I don't know if it helps. So that's flowers I made. See how beautiful? This one is 23 inches. This one, I believe 20 inches. This is a little different, and this is my sunflower. I love my sunflower. Just look at that. I don't know if you can see it. The middle, I was making a very small sunflower center. Like I was cutting like that. It will look like sunflower seeds, and it's just, I love it. So in here, some example of my roses and the simple flower like this. I have even one black rose. So these are examples of, see, my paintings, my stuff all over the house. Oh, this is also flowers I made. They are on stem. Okay, and these are another one. They're also on stem. Oh, I can show it, the center of them like this. Okay, and this is a kind of a little bloom. Yeah, but it's still beautiful. Hopefully you can see it well. Okay, this is my family on the wall. Okay, alrighty. This one, this is another flowers I made. Okay, they are also on stem. I have more, but not all of them on my living room. Okay, and this lilies as well. They are huge. Okay, how you can see if like this. Yeah. Okay, and that's it. Go back to a table. Let's go back to the table. I prepare for work. Okay. Alrighty. So I just need to make sure you can see what do I have here. Let me turn my phone, something like that. Okay, already. So here is the bowl. It's just I bought from a Home Depot, where I use as a tool to make petals round. You will see it. And this is a heat gun that I use. So it's just a very simple with a Wagner heat gun, and I use it on the middle. There's a 3 ways. Look at the high and middle. So I use in the middle to do not burn it. Okay, so hopefully you can see it. You can see me. Looks like my short shrinked. Alrighty. Okay, let's start it. So I'm turning on my heat gun and let it a little bit to get heat. So be careful because it's hot. It's hot, and you know, you would need to kind of make sure you don't burn your fingers. So let's take a petal, pre-cut one. It's round. I usually do different shapes, but you know, it's also workable as you can see. Alrighty, let's start it. First, what we need to do, we need to melt, kind of make it soft, not quite melt, but we need to make sure to really warm up the this foam petal. Okay, be careful with your hands. You know, I do it because I've done like over 100 flowers, so I already know when it's ready. So you can see it's getting soft. So each petal takes about 2-3 minutes, or for me to do, but it could be longer. Okay, now it's kind of getting softer, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to stretch it. Do you see? And I'm going to stretch it a little bit. So the next, I work on the edges. So I like to do like kind of a little bit thin out the edges, because foam is kind of thick, and I don't like when flower petals are kind of having a thick ends. So I like thin it out a little bit with my hands. So I'm coming back to the middle, and now with my hands I am trying to stretch it and making a petal shape, you know. And I work on them until it's warm. You know, once it's cold, stop, because if you will start tearing on a cold, you can just tear apart, so you don't want it. So if it's get cold and you still want to shape it, just warm up again a little bit, and just keep going. So now let's do edges. Let's make a beautiful edges for our flower edge, like this, you know. So in this case, they are not similar. They're all different, you know, like, and none of the petals are same, right? So see what I do? Like this, you know, like to make it like a nice. And I work on every petal until I like how it looks. So then I'm going back to the middle and stretch middle to a little bit to make it kind of stand up like this. Okay. Okay, I think it's pretty good petal. Look nice to me. And let me see if I put on a table, like if I would glue it, see, it will be stand up. Okay, you see it? Okay, maybe like this. Okay, so if I glue it, it will be standing up like this. Okay, so I already pre-made them, you know, because if I would do it all on my video will be like too long. So I already pre-made them, but I will make another one just to show. So today is a coronavirus quarantine, so it's a good time to learn something new, right? And let's do it. It's fun. So you can learn how to do a giant foam flowers. Okay, and basically the system all same. You know, there's many ways to do to make a foam flowers, but you need to start from something, right? It's always any journey starts from the first step, right? Okay, so see, I did my edges and I'm coming back to the middle and I'm going to stretch it and now shape a as a petal. When foam is warm, it's hot, but it's not burning hot. It's doable, you know, you can touch it. So you can shape it, but once it's cooled down, it will stay the way it's kind of, you know, it will keep its shape. Then you can water it or put it outside or anywhere. It will not change the shape unless if you put it on heat, they will burn, of course. Okay, I like my petal right now. Let's do like a little bit curl right here, a little curl. Okay, here you go. Okay, and stands well. Okay, alrighty, let's turn off my heat gun. It's so loud. Alrighty. Okay, I wanted to make sure you can see. Okay, let me just pull a little bit like this. Okay, I should wear a different shirt. Okay, alrighty, here you go. Nice. So this will be the bottom. So I already pre-cut. This is just I cut it from a box, you know, like a carton box. And the one, I just took one of this and just cut the end. I just cut it. Okay. And let's glue this to our curtain. But what I wanted to do with this flower, see, I made it on top, but this hook. But on this case today, in this flower, I want to hide it. I want to hide it inside of it, you know, that it will not be kind of visible. So what I'm going to do, I just have like this a little robe, and I'm going to make a loop, not too big, but reasonable length, like this. Okay, so let's cut it. Okay, and let's put ends together to make it stable. Here you go. So now we have like this loop. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to glue it inside of it. I want our white part will be I'm kind of perfectionist. I like everything beautiful. Even this one won't be visible at all. But anyway, so what I'm going to do, I already have my glue gun preheat. I use a small glue guns. I have a small hands, so I don't use a big glue guns. I usually use small ones. Okay, let's just put it very good here and all the way around. All the way around in here. I put kind of too much, but that's okay. It's better to have more than glue than not enough. And press it. Press it very well to make sure it's glued well and will not come out. You know, for me, quality is very important. So that's why I am making sure always that my flowers, if somebody buy it, they will be working for a long time. Because foam flowers, it's not a paper. They are reusable. So for example, if you have event and you can put them, I keep my flowers on a on the large trash bags, and I put on a box, and they stay there for nothing happened. They don't change shape, color, anything. But of course, if you will just throw them on a box, and they might get dirty, and you know, I don't want it to happen. So I put them on, I store them in a trash bag, and then I okay, now it's good enough. See, now we have this hook that flower will be hanging. These flowers are large, but they're very lightweight, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so now we put with our white part on top, and here I already pre-made, so I have some more. If we would need, I can create some more very quickly. So let's start it. So the first petal, we're going to put glue only on half part, because half of it we want to keep it open. So okay, I am going to glue it this way, and I'm going to go this direction. Okay, so that's why I put glue right there on this half. Okay, I use a lot of glue because, you know, I want to make sure that they are glued well. So I will, okay, which way? This way. I probably need to move my phone a little bit farther that you can see. See right here on the back, make sure that glue is on the very end and it's glued, not like opens up. So if you didn't put enough glue here, you can always add some little bit from here. But in this case, see, all is good, and this part is open. So this will be for our last petal. Okay, I think that you don't see me well, but okay, hopefully you see me well. I don't see you well because my phone is turned to you know, toward toward the table, so I can't really figure out if you see me well. Okay, next one. Before I glue it, I'm trying it. I put it right there. I want to make sure that this one looks good here. If you don't like it, try another one. So which one you like better here? No, this is too... Okay, yeah, I like this one. I think this one looks better right there. Okay, okay, and I am looking how I'm going to glue it here. Okay, I'm trying to make sure, God, which way to make sure. See this edges, see this flowers goes like on, this petals goes like on top of each other, and this edges meets the edge of our circle like this. See? Okay, don't do it this way or this way. It should be right there like this. So, and then they will make a beautiful circle. Okay, okay, let's put glue. I do a little bit making sure that edges having a glue, but not too much. We don't want to make a mess, right? Okay, and let's glue it. Okay, and you work same way. Ouch, see? Yeah, it's hot. It's hot. So if you never work with hot glue before, be careful. If you want to use a regular glue, it would be too long because the drying time is longer. If you, some people using a super glue, I don't use it because I usually I don't wear anything to my hands. I like to feel what I do. So again, see, I do like I first, before I glue it, I measure it. I'm making sure that this petal looks good here, and I just making sure where I'm going to glue it. So some people using a super glue, but every time when I use super glue, my hands was all on a, you know, all the super glue was on my hands. And it's really hard to get rid of it, you know. So it takes like 2-3 days before your glue completely will get out of your hands, because I don't use gloves. I don't know, I'm kind of person, I cannot use gloves because I need to feel what I do. Okay, next, same way, I measure it first. I want to see how they will look. Okay, and next, and all around. On my first flower, on my pink one, I had like 7 petals on the first and 7 petals on the second one. You know, if you will use the same size, by the way, I didn't tell you size of it. Okay, I will tell you right now what size of I'll tell you size of this. I didn't measure it. Okay, this is like 5.5 in diameter, 5.5 in diameter, and tall 6.5 tall. Okay, here you go. But if you want bigger flowers, so they're supposed to be bigger. If you want smaller flower, they're supposed to be smaller size. You know, but let's concentrate on this one for today, because if I will give you too much information, you will be confused. Okay, and also I just want to let you know, guys, that I provide in-person classes to teach how to make foam flowers, and hopefully one day we will be over of our coronavirus, and I can go back to my classes, because right now all my classes canceled. Besides I do flowers, I also have I also provide painting classes, like art, acrylic and watercolor painting classes, like Art is Fun classes. I call them Art is Fun classes. If you go to my website, which is below, which is on a description below my video, so you can see some of my flowers and some what I offer besides I do foam flowers. I mean, besides I do painting. So I do painting classes and I do foam flower classes. Right now everything canceled, everything. So I'm home right now, and I decide like I will probably start making videos, because I was always afraid. I thought like, oh, my English is terrible. I don't have you know, like a good camera, and I thought like my phone has a good camera, what I'm afraid of. But you know, I'm not a media person. So that's why this one I should move a little bit this way, but that's okay. It's the flowers. All flowers are different. There's no flowers that are the same. So the last one, why we left this part over, we will glue right there in the middle, but I don't want to make it too thick, so I'm going to cut a little bit right here, like, you know, just a little bit, you know, just a little angle, because that I want to make sure it fits here like that. See, right now I just cut it to make, because I don't want to make it too thick. Okay, and I will probably just make sure it fit where you want to glue it nicely. Okay, I just will show you shortly. Okay, let's put more glue. Hopefully my video will turn well, but even if it wouldn't turn well, I still going to post it. So that's at least you will know that I am making flowers and how it goes. And if you're interested, after our quarantine is over, maybe you can we can do like we can do online or in person, you know, like classes how to make it. So you just need to contact me and ask me these questions, and we will go from there. Actually, online one I can even probably provide right now, but we'll see. Okay, so this is the last little petal that we need to glue. Okay, see how this petal stands up when we do it, when we glue it. Okay, let's put glue, some glue here. Careful, don't burn your fingers. I always do. I always burn my fingers. And after you glue it, you need to keep it a little bit like this. Press it and keep it to make sure they are attached. Okay. Let's wait a little bit. See this all glue here. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, now let's check on the back. Let's check. I usually check if all petals glued well all the way right here, so I don't have any gaps, you know. Yeah, in this case everything looks nice and good, and I like how this hook looks right here. See, looks much prettier, right? Like this. Okay, so let's count how many I used on this flower for a first layer. Okay, this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In this case I used 8. On those flower I used 7. It happens, it's okay, you know. Just I made this a little bit busier. I probably would need to use the less on my pink one. I have like 4 left. Probably in this one we might have no leftovers, which is good. Okay. Oh, I'm wrong. I didn't do enough. I would probably need to, oh, I little messed up, but that's okay. I will probably need to put on pause and finish with this ones. I forgot that I have more, and I was like, I thought I made all of them, and looks like I didn't. Alrighty. And I made this 4 for the center. They're not very curly, they just more simpler, but I'll show how to do you know, the center. But if you see, they have just the less curls, because for a center you don't need to curl them too much. Okay, so how many do I have ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course it's not enough, so I will do one more that you can see how I'm doing it, and the rest of it I will, okay, like this. Okay, already I guess you can see well. Okay, hey. Okay, so let's go back to this one. Okay, so I'm just waiting a little bit when it start getting hot. See, it's hot right now. I guess I put too much. Let's make, there you go, it's better. Yeah, now it's hot, and let's start it. Hey, so I need to make sure it's melting, not like melting, but it's becoming soft and a little bit brighter, because when it melts, color actually getting much brighter. I'll show you shortly. Let me just finish with this petal, and I'll show you what happening. Okay. I always try to make my videos not to see it didn't melt very well, so it didn't stretch. So I need to melt it a little more, and I will stretch it one more time. Here you go. Now let's do edges. I like my edges nice and thin. Then flower looks kind of better when the edges is thinner. I don't like when edges like a thick. Okay, now let's work on shaping it. Okay, just I shape, you know, I'm trying to make it, you know, like a petal shape, and I shape until I like how it looks. If I'm not satisfied, I melt it a little bit again and coming back to shaping. Okay, so if you do like this, you can make a little like this rose, you know, petal shape. Okay. Okay. Of course, when I do like in-person classes, you can try and you know how soft, how hot it should be. On the video, it's hard to you know to see and feel it. Of course, I understand, but you know, it's still possible. It's still possible, but you know, when you learn, of course, it will not turn like perfect from the first attempt. You know, of course, it will be a, you know, it takes some learning process, as with anything we do. You know, we just need to learn how, right? Okay. Alrighty. This one helps me to make it like a more even center rounded. Okay. But mostly, of course, you would need to use your hands. So I just, you know, I never was really counted how long it takes me to do every petal, because I just do it, you know. Not always same amount of time. Depends of, sometimes it's not work the way you want it to, or you burn them, or overheat, or underheat. If you underheat, you can break them, you know, during shaping. So yeah. And also when I try to sell, when I put them on sale and people wants to buy it for like $10, it makes me kind of sad, you know, because I was like, hey guys, it's not that easy to do. You need the materials, and you know, I'm not talking about electricity or my utilities bills. In, of course, they're not included on the price of the flowers, but yeah, I understand we all want to buy something cheaper, but when people telling me like, can you sell it for $10, makes me really sad, you know. But sometimes I do sell. Because I think like maybe they cannot pay more than that. Who knows? Okay, so here's another one. If you put on a table, it stands up. But you know, if I need it stand upper, I'll show you how later. So, but right now, let me put you on pause, and then I will come back when I'm done shaping them, okay? Okay, already. Now they're all ready, right there. Okay, and I still have some not done, just in case, because I don't like when I have leftover petals. So okay, so right there, so that you can see. So let's start with the second layer. That's our first layer. That's how it looks. See, it's already pretty. Even if you put some center on it, it's kind of will be like a ready flower. But let's finish what we started to do. We're going to do a little blooming rose, okay? So let's start with the next layer. So next, on the next layer, we're going to put our next petal a little bit closer, about like a half an inch closer to the center, okay? And we do the same thing, just a part, just we will put glue just on half of it, okay? And the next petal we're going to put in between these two, like this, okay? Alrighty. You know, I just wanted to talk about this coronavirus. You know, when it's just started, you know, we started hearing about it, I was pretty much skeptical about it, because I thought people just getting crazy, and especially when they were running to the store buying like a bunch of toilet paper. I thought like, well, toilet paper, what it has to do with the virus, you know, this toilet paper. But I think so. I still think it's kind of a little bit not smart, because, you know, I understand we locked at home, but if we will run out of toilet paper, it's not crucial, right? So, but right now, of course, when I hear so many, you know, facts that people get really sick, makes me a little bit worried, you know. But we need to be not panic, and just try to do something. Just try to learn something that you haven't had time and to do. And, you know, at least learn how to do, for example, foam flowers, right? And also I clean up finally my shelves that was waiting for cleaning for a long time. Try to make sure they're all on the same height, you know, like when your glue is still hot, you still can a little bit manipulate and move it direction you want your petal will stay. And just make sure it's still pretty, it goes pretty together, you know. Don't glue it, you know. I'm gluing it because I know how, but before you glue, try it. For example, you don't like how this petal look like here, take another one and just look. Okay, I like this one better right here. And every petal will find their own spot, you know. It's kind of interesting, but yeah, you just keep trying. If you don't like one petal, just take another one. Okay, let's see. I never do like okay, 7 petals here or 8 petals here. I do as it goes, you know, because for me, you know, I just put petals how much will fit here. That's how it goes. It's usually the most important is the beginning. It's like your foundation. If your foundation is right, the rest of them will go just like itself, you know. See, it's just you will you take a next petal, trying it, you don't like it, let's try this one that I didn't like on those part. Yeah, see right here it looks good. Before that it didn't. Right now I like how it looks, you know. Okay, and let's put some glue. You don't see how I put glue like this, you know. I'm trying to put enough glue that it will be that it will not fall apart. Okay, because quality is my goal. I always try to make it good quality, I mean, and pretty as well. Okay, if it's not if I don't like how it turned, I would never put it on sale. I will redo it. Foam, you can redo it, but you know, of course, it's a lot of work, and if you redo it, basically everything that was glued previously, actually just it will be cutted and trashed. So you can use the rest of a petal for a smaller size of a flower, but of course you cannot, you know, you cannot undo all the way. Everything that has a glue, you know, should be cut and thrown away. Okay, so the last one, see, we have this little space here where we're going to fit our last petal. And right here, I will do the same thing. I'm going to cut a little angle right here. It's just because I don't want to make it here too thick or making like an extra, you know, like extra, I don't know how to say. That is, you know, when you cut extra foam, it will make it look much nicer. Okay. I mean, like, if you don't cut it, it will look a little bit bulky because this foam is pretty thick. It's a 1 millimeter one. There's a no, this one is 2 millimeter. There's a 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters, and 3 millimeters. The 3 millimeters I use very, very randomly because they are kind of thick, too thick, and there are still you still can use them and make flowers, especially if you're making flower for like outside, and you know they will stay outside only. So then it's better to use 3 millimeter ones because they, you know, like they are harder. They look like a soft plastic. This also look like a soft plastic, but the thinner foam, then more realistic they look, and more tender, I would say they look. But I usually use 1 millimeter. One is pretty good for outside and for inside. By the way, just wanted to let you know they are washable, you know, and even I have a like a cardboard on the bottom. We covered it. Of course, if you soak it to the water, probably this cardboard might move, but if you don't soak it, it just will be outside and it doesn't go that wet and not breaking a shape. Okay, here's our second layer. Okay, I don't know how to make it look, it can fit to my screen because it's pretty big. See how big it is? It's almost like covers my body, and I'm not skinny. Okay, alrighty. Okay, let's do our third layer. So our third layer is the same way. So we will move closer to the end for another inch, and again our first petal will be in between. So how many was here? Like let's count how many was second layer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See, second layer is 7 petals, and as I said, see, it's already beautiful. If you can just put here center, it will be like this flower, very beautiful flower. Okay, but we're making a blooming open up rose. Okay, third layer. Let's start it. Same thing. Just putting first layer on half. Actually, on the third layer, it's okay to do not really do this kind of half thing, but I still want to do it this way. Okay. And make sure they are glued. So you put glue, you press it and wait for a little bit to make sure. You will feel with your fingers when it start getting, you know, it's hot glue. And when you just press it, it's still like you feel its warmth of a hot glue. So just wait a little bit and you will feel that it's kind of getting cooler. Okay. Okay, next one. Next one. Oh, this one, it's probably will be like 5. I can fit 5 or maybe even 4 on the middle, because it's almost there. Okay. It's already beautiful. Okay. Oh, I wanted to show you difference on the color. See, when it's went through the hot glue, hot gun, when it's melted, see how bright it became? It becomes much brighter because it's kind of, I don't know, that's how foam works. Okay. Alrighty. Next, we're almost there. I always trying to make my videos short, but never happen, because I still don't know how to, I still didn't learn how to edit video or make it like fast going. I just taking my videos on my cell phone, and I decide I will post it as it is, because I was planning to do my videos for a long time, but I always didn't like how I look, how I talk, and I thought like, oh my god, my English is terrible. And I thought like, well, if I always will afraid of it, I would never start, you know. And I decide, you know, like, I'm home right now, all my classes canceled, so it's the right time to start doing videos, and I will learn how to edit or how to make it faster through the time. But I know I need to buy a video editor. You know, I didn't bought it yet. I just need to find the one that would be easy to use to me, because I'm not a computer geek. You know, I'm not bad, but you know, I never, when you never done something, so it's always hard to start. But you need to start from somewhere, right? The most important is your first step. See, I'm trying to press it on the middle really well, that it's to make sure they're all attached to the bottom of a flower, that they will not fall apart or something. And I am making sure that glue is in the right spot. Okay, right here, our last one, it's kind of became inside. So, but that's okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put, I don't know if you can see, a little bit of glue, because I didn't put glue on this side. So I'm just attaching it because I won't be able to stick it under it. When I do my petals, I create my own, you know, like, I forgot how it's in English. I have my own petals. I don't do this shape. I do my different shape a little bit. And I found that it's much more convenient, and it turns better on the end in this case, but that's okay. I mean, I don't do square right here. My petals has a triangle on the end. So in this way, I kind of have less foam inside of it, kind of not that bulky on the middle. So that's why I will place this one just like this, and that's okay. I will just show you what happened. So I mean, this one will be not under this one as we did with the other ones. It will be just like this, and it's still pretty. It still look good. Okay, my video is almost an hour. Oh my god. Okay, but anyway, so sorry for my long video, and but it's a life, you know, it's a life, let's say life timing, and it's you see the real time, real not like a made a fast and then you don't know how long you need to press it, or you know. And we talked a little bit, right? So here you go. So now that's how it looks. Middle. See how pretty? Pretty. Okay, now to make a middle. So I still have some extra left, see? But that's okay. So for a middle, I made like this one. They are not that curly on the sides, but they still have a curls. So, but if you guys see how to do middles, you probably know. This, again, it's not how I usually do, but let's do it because this shape is made of kind of, we need to glue it together. So, all right, let's do it. Just put some glue on the middle, press it together, and again, wait until it's stick to each other. Hey, my glue gun, stay. Okay, we need to wait. This is very important part, you know, to make sure it's glued well. If you don't press it and you let it go, they might just fall apart. So you better just making sure that they are glued together well. Okay, now what I'm going to do, like this, I'm putting this way, like, you know, like in one on each other. That will be the middle of a rose. See how pretty? Yeah. And I will glue it on the sides. Yeah. Shape it the way you like it. We even can do like this. What do you think? No, I don't like it. I like when they are kind of mixed, kind of like went to each other. You know, like, I don't know how to explain that, but anyway. I think I'm the most terrible DIY person because of my explanation. But English is not my first language. But I'm trying my best. Oh, I remember 15 years ago when I came to America. Oh my God, I was afraid to open my mouth. I thought like people might think that I'm stupid. Yeah, but you know, now I live here, my family here, my children, my grandkids still laughing at me. Like, Grandma, you're speaking wrong. I was like, well, you don't speak Russian at all. I'm not laughing at you. Okay, so now I'm gluing one side. See, like this. Like this. And now I go this way and I will glue this part. But I'm just trying to make sure it looks good. Okay. Just making sure it looks pretty. I would probably do a little bit. I just want to make this look not straight and too straight, but a little bit to curl it. I just want to curl it a little bit. I'll show you shortly what I mean. Just a little curl like this. Not much, just a little bit. See? I like how it looks better right now. Okay. And I'm going to glue right there. Okay. Yeah. Make sure you like how this curls went together. If you don't like it, just before you glue it, just shape it. Because after you glue it, then you will not be able to shape them really, you know, you won't be able to shape much. So you just need to make sure they look like a rose. rose, like a rose bloom, or how to say. See, it's not straight, so I need to rework it a little bit. Even if it's not straight, when you glue it on the end, you still can fix it. Here you go. Okay, so make sure it's straight. Well, at least as much as possible. Okay. Yeah. Now I put glue right here on the back.